Hello guys, welcome to my channel Computatron Cosmos. Today the title of my video is Waterfall Method in Software Engineering, or we can say Project Management. The topic that I will be covering in this video will be: first one, what is waterfall model? Second is who uses waterfall model? Third is a pictorial representation of waterfall model. Fourth is stages of waterfall model, and last is advantages and disadvantages of waterfall model. So guys, before going further, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, and if you are a daily watcher, then like and share to as many as you can. This video may help many students who are working on some projects in computer science field. So coming to the slides, the topic here is what is waterfall model. Guys, this topic is associated with the SDLC, that is Software Development Lifecycle, and I have already made a video on this and will share the link in the description box also. Please go through that also, which will help you to better understand this video. So exactly, while we are working on project in computer, there are lots of planning, designing and strategizing is done. So this model, the waterfall model, is an approach used in project management which helps the engineers or project managers to work on their project in a good manner. Actually, the waterfall model is a sequential development process which flows like a waterfall, which means step by step each phase has to be completed first before moving to the next phase. Phases are the same as like of your SDLC, that is Software Development Lifecycle. That are your analysis, design, development and testing. So waterfall software helps the engineers or project managers to do the following things. First is structure your processes. Second, it helps in organizing the task. Third, it helps to set up Gantt chart and schedules. And fourth is it helps to monitor the project processes. Now guys, let's see the pictorial form of the waterfall model. Here you are seeing the number of stages, and this red line denotes like it is a form of a waterfall, right? So it means that we are using top to bottom approach. Okay, so in this there are 5 stages. First one is requirements, second stage is design, third stage is implementation, fourth stage is testing or verification, and fifth stage is deployment and maintenance. I will go one by one for each stage. Let's start with your stage 1, that are known as requirements. So requirements actually represents that the project manager and the client will have a meeting, and in meeting, client expectations and what is the purpose of the project and who is the end users are discussed, and based on that requirements of the project are finalized, and based on the final requirements, risk and assumptions and cost and dependencies can be estimated for completion of your project. So that means this stage of requirement is the most important thing, where a client has to strictly define what he wants as a project in the end, so that a project manager got the idea what actually he or she or his team has to make for the client. So the next stage is design. Okay, so designing helps in describing the purpose and the scope of the project. In design, you can create flowcharts, DFDs. DFDs is data flow diagrams, ER diagrams. Once this is complete, it is transformed into physical design using physics-specific hardware and software technologies. So after your the second stage is the third stage, that is known as the implementation. Okay, so after the tedious task of requirement gathering and designing, the coding part starts here, where the developers, or we can say a programmer, do the coding based on the two stages of the data, right? Whatever we have we got from the requirement gathering, and from after getting or gathering the requirements, you the team able to design how step by step the project will go, and what are the entities of the project, how they will communicate with each other, each and everything in an ER diagram form or DFD form or flowchart form. Using that diagrams, the coder or a programmer got the idea how he has to go for the implementation work. Only based on these designing only, he or she means a programmer can code the data. Okay, so then coming to the next stage, that is a testing, or we can say a verification. Actually what happens is, in this stage, before releasing of the product to the customer, testing will be done, so that it can be make sure that there are no bugs or no errors in the implementation part, right? And the last stage after your testing is your deployment and maintenance, where once the software is deployed in the market, the maintenance phase started. So if any defects are found, for this a team is assigned to take care of any updates and new versions releases. So now these all are the stages of your waterfall model. Based on these stages, these 5 stages, that is requirement, design, implementation, testing, deployment and maintenance, a project is being managed from first step to the last step, and it comes as an output which will be shared with the client. So there as we are using this methodology or this model, there are certain advantages also and there are certain disadvantages also. So let's come to the advantages of waterfall methodology. As this methodology is a structured approach, so it goes from one phase, then after completion go to the second phase, and so on. This process goes so on. So the developers can catch design errors during the analysis and design stages only. So which helps the developers to avoid writing faulty code. Also, the total cost of the project can be accurately estimated here, as the requirements are defined in the first step only and can't be changed later. So also one more advantage we can see here is the developers who join the project in the progress can easily get up to speed, because everything they defined, everything they need to know should be in the requirement document already. So these are the certain advantages of the waterfall methodology. As we are going from step by step, and we go to another step if and only if your first step is completed, so we don't have to go back. This is the main positive point of your waterfall model. Once the requirement is set, then the customers are not allowed to add the new requirement, so that a project manager can focus on the requirements that was decided at the first stage. So after your advantages are the disadvantages, or we can say cons of waterfall methodology. These are, as in this model, it goes step by step, so project can take longer to deliver with sequential approach. As we know, if certain things have advantages, certain things have disadvantages also. So this model has has a disadvantage that it says that if we go from step by step, if in any step the project work is delayed, for example designing part is delayed, the team has taken more time, then the final product given to the customer or the client will be delayed as per the deadline. Secondly, if the client wants to change their requirements later on, then it is difficult to accommodate such changes. And lastly, if one phase in the process gets delayed, it affects the deadline to submit the project to the client. So, thank you guys. I am ending my video here. If you want any topic related to computer, please comment. I will try to cover in my future videos. Thank you guys. Have a good day.